welcome to another video on Only Foods and SAFC. So we're back again with a match review from this afternoon's match. It's Blackpool, where it's finished Blackpool 1, Sunderland 1. So, you know, you look at it both ways. Frustrating that we didn't win the game, or another good point away from home on the board. So team selection wise, I was a bit surprised at the team. We started off with Patterson in goal. We had Ballard, Wright and O'Neill as I predicted. Hume, Mitchell, Neil. On the left hand side, Jack Clark kept his place in the left wing back role or left midfield, which I was a bit surprised at. I thought he might have took him out, but kept him in. And then we had two changes. Diallo, Ross Stewart and Roberts came in, obviously for Ellis Sims and Abdullah Bar. Now Bar was on the bench, so I was a little bit surprised. I know he took a knock at the end of the game against Wigan during the week, but you know, for me, he gives us energy. Now whether he wasn't fit enough to start the game, I don't know, but me personally would like to see him start. In the first half of the game, we looked off it. We looked whether the 3 games in a short space of time, it took its toll. It was a heavy pitch as well. But first half we were sloppy all over the pitch. We kept giving the ball away, you know, giving stupid fouls away. The ball wasn't sticking, and frustratingly, you know, the little flicks and tricks that we're trying in short spaces, yes, they look good when they come off, but when you try and do them in your own half and lose the ball, it looks awful. So I wish they would stop doing that in the wrong places. And that's kind of, you know, where the goal came from. We tip-tackled about with it, lost it, they broke away. You know, the ball got played to the right hand side. Obviously Luke O'Neill couldn't keep up with the man. The lads cut in and he's finished it well, to be fair to him. Laffrey, I think it was a good goal. But, you know, will contribute to our one downfall. Now another, the commentator on the stream today was saying that Tony Mowbray has apparently said that there were some players possibly in the back line who were playing who were ill. So that just shows, I know we've got injuries at the minute, but that just shows, you know, that we do need strengthening. You know, you shouldn't be asking players who are ill to be playing. You know, Luke O'Neill looked a little bit off it today, so maybe say he was one of them. Not sure what the illness was. I'm guessing it'll be flu. I'm not sure what the illness really was, but I'm guessing it was flu. But first off, we were frustrating, you know, very frustrating. And even though, you know, we went into the game, they were second off bottom, they looked a much better side the first half. Having said that, you know, we could still have took 1 or 2 chances. You know, Ahmad's hit the bar again. You know, there was a few half chances. We were really frustrating in and around the box today. We, time and time again, we got into good positions, and our final ball was terrible. Jack Clark in particular, I thought was absolutely shocking the first half. Mitchell as well looked off it. You know, he got booked as well. Stupid tackles, giving the ball away, trying to be clever. Jack Clark the same. You know, trying to take people on, losing it instead of laying it off. Does the hard part time and time again, but then just doesn't lay the ball off. Roberts was the same. So I think we just need to improve and, you know, be a bit more competent on the ball, you know, and used in decision making a bit better. So we went in at half time, 1-0 down. I thought we might have made it maybe one change at half time. I thought Mitchell might have came off on a yellow card. He looked out of sorts. He looked, you know, off the pace a little bit, but we made no changes. Second half, you know, we looked much better, much better. We started getting on the ball. We started, you know, picking our passes. We were controlling the game, and then, you know, the goal was coming. He took Mitchell off and then put Bar on, and again the lad transformed the game for me. You know, get on the ball. He's got confidence. He takes people on. He picks a pass out, and we look as though we've got more urgency and more energy all over the pitch when he's on. You know, credit to him, and we got the goal. You know, we were on top. You know, we had a couple of chances before we got the goal. Crosses come in, or it's come out, it's been headed out. Trey Humes comes storming in with a header, and Ross Stewart's there just to divert it, you know, into the goal for the equaliser. And from then on, you know, we were absolutely murdering them. You know, we were on top. Looked as though it was only a matter of time before we got the second goal. Ahmad, tremendous again, making things happen. Him and Roberts started to get the act together. And then Ahmad's put a ball across, and I don't know how Ross has missed it. I think he's 1 yard out, and I don't know whether he's in two minds with the gun his chest or his head, and it's just flashes past him. Absolutely amazing chance to make it 2-1. But never mind that. And I think they kind of weathered the storm in the last 10 minutes. It was a kind of even game. Obviously, the other lad sent off as well for two bookings. But really, it was too late for us to try and win the game. You know, we had a corner again. I think the last kick of the game, but again, Jack Clark's delivery was absolutely shocking. And that was the frustrating thing all afternoon. Our final ball was sadly lacking this afternoon. But overall, you know, it's been a great Christmas. We've got 7 points from 9. I was a little bit frustrated after the game today, but you know, looking back, overall, it's if you give us, you know, 7 points out of 9 at the start of the 3 games, I'm sure all fans would have took that. We're currently sitting 6th, and other teams around us got games in hand, so the chances are we're going to be out the playoff picture come the end of tomorrow. But you know, we're still up and around there. It's so tight, and I'm just hoping, you know, we can now get a couple of players in. We've now got a couple of weeks before our next league game. We've got Shrewsbury in the Cup next weekend, where I'm sure some of the fringe players will get a game. You know, the likes of Bass, Jaku, Bennett, you know, all of these, and I'm a little bit frustrated, you know, as to why we only made one change today. You know, when you're on top and you're trying to win the game, you know, why not put Bennett on, give him a chance? You know, the poor kid, he's just come back from the World Cup, but he's never really had a chance in the team. You know, he's travelled all the way over from Costa Rica to sign for us, and he's not really had a run out, has he really? You know, and I got the equaliser at Watford when he came off the bench. But apart from that, he's not really had a chance to shine. So I'm sure we'll get a chance next Saturday against Shrewsbury. Like some Matete as well. They'll all get a chance to stake a claim. But you know, see, overall, it's another point on the road. You know, the unbeaten run continues. It's a good way to start the year. Yes, would have liked 3 points, but you know, to get the point when you go behind away from home is always a decent result. Still feel that it's, you know, possibly 2 points drop. We should have won, but then again we haven't lost. So it's, you know, all in all, a decent result. Player ratings. Patterson didn't really have much to do, did he really? You know, so 7 out of 10. Ballard I thought was tremendous again, solid. 8 out of 10. Bailey Wright 7 out of 10. Luke O'Nien, I'm gonna give him a 6.5. I mean, see, I think he might have been one of the ones who was performing now, might have possibly been ill. He looked a little bit off it today, but still gave 100% as he always does. Trey Hume, I thought had a really good game again today. Good energy up and down the pitch. He seems, his crossing, you know, I put some dangerous crosses in the box, which I'm impressed with. So I'm hoping he keeps his place in the team and gets a decent run on the side now and keep him fit. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 as well. Michu, 6 out of 10. Like you see, a few decent touches, but overall he was poor. Give the ball away a lot. Looked off the pace. Obviously got his yellow card as well, so 6 out of 10. Dan Neil, probably the same, 6 out of 10. Same thing, a few little flashes, but other than that, you know, I didn't really get into the game. Jack Clark, frustrating one, because the first half he was absolutely shocking. Second half he was better. But his final, I wish he would just work on his final ball. You know, he does the hard part. He runs 30-40 yards with the ball, and then rather than lay it off, he'll try and beat somebody else and lose it. You know, instead of playing the easy ball. But you know, I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. Robert's the same. You know, he's the same. He can beat people for fun, but then the layoff for the final ball doesn't happen enough than what it should have. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He did better second half. Stewart got his goal. Again, that's 4 in 4 for Roscoe. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Ahmad, again, man of the match for me. He's involved in everything. You know, everything good that we do comes through him. He's good on the ball. He's, you know, he hit the bar again. He probably could have another goal. He almost laid Ross Stewart another goal on the plate. Well, you know, like I said, Ross Stewart should have scored. So I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. But that's the match review. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like I say, overall, it's been a great Christmas and a New Year. We're in a great position. Let's hope we can now get a few decent quality signings in. We've got a 2-week break to get some of these injuries sorted and get them back in the team. Are you bothered about the cup run? You know, would you like to see us, you know, have a good run in the FA Cup? Me personally, I'm not really bothered. I'd rather see us concentrate on the league, but I suppose that, you know, a good cup run will give some of the reserve team players or the fringe players a chance to keep getting a run out in a game, put themselves in the window to get a start in the championship. So let us know your thoughts below. Watch out for the match preview of the Shrewsbury game, the FA Cup game at the weekend. Fans again were tremendous. All we could hear was them singing all the way through, spurring the team on, stuck with them for the full 90 minutes. So for everybody who was down there, a safe trip back. Best of luck to Blackpool. Over this, you know, you had a decent first half of the day, and you would never think you'd never won a game in, I think it was 11 games. So, you know, all in all, a decent performance from yous. I think he's just tight towards the end. He had a cracking pace the first half. Second half maybe just tight a little bit. But, you know, best luck. Hope he's have a good second half of the season. But for all Sunderland fans, you know, Happy New Year. Safe trip back. And as always, take it easy, stay safe, and we'll speak soon. Ta-ra.